Let's try that one, that 141. We don't have to do, but.
Hey, I'm John. Welcome to my podcast. We are listening to the Snout from January 8th, 1998. The first song here is called Getting to Know Matt. And what that's about is this is the first time we played with this guy, Matt. Last name starts with an L. We don't know any more than that. We've tried, I've Googled, I tried to find this guy so he could be a part of this, or at least have copies of stuff he was involved in and that kind of thing. But he played with us, I think, maybe 4 or 5 sessions. I don't know. We'll find out as we move forward, right? This guy, Matt L., I think Mike met him somewhere and brought him along just 'cause, and all of a sudden we've got 2 guitar players, and this guy is actually a bass player who can really play guitar and has played in a number of bar bands, and he's been around, and this guy can jam. And he on this song, he's kind of staying within us. If you listen, Mike's keyboards are traveling around, and he doesn't go too crazy over the top here. But this is the first time he sat down with us, and this is a nice jam. I mean, you know, you can hear Mike's part in the background. My keyboards are cool. People are kind of following me on this one. It's just a cool little thing to warm up and get to know this guy. And I really enjoy it. I think it's just a fun little bouncer, you know. Yeah, there's things to be desired, but, you know, seriously, no bass amp. No bass amp yet. We need a fucking bass amp. Listen to my keyboards just continually change. finding things that fit, never keeping the same thing going long. And the guys are kind of following along and being a part of this weird random thing I do. And they're doing their thing to fill in really well and become a part of it rather than, they're not just playing behind me. They evolve and play with me, especially Matt, the bass player, is so good at picking up what's not going on and making it part of things, and he continually evolves really well. I mean, he's a perfect bass player for what we're doing, that's for sure. Little change up there. And like I say, nothing I'm doing is in any way complicated at all. And then I've got musicians around me that are filling things in really well. I mean, it's just amazing that this is a cohesive thing with my weird keyboard playing that comes together and it makes a whole deal. So if you can tell, and now, yeah, we've got a really good guitar player playing with us, but listen to the band. I mean, that's pretty cool, It's a thing that's happening. Woo! We are rocking out. We really are. Now, yeah, we've got an extra guitar player who can really play, but this is pretty neat, Pretty neat stuff. So I'm going to fast forward now because we heard a good taste of that, and that's kind of a fun thing to start with. First time you're playing with somebody, he sits down there and does that, and you're like, oh, we're still going. That's pretty cool. And we liked Matt in a lot of instances, and this tape I think is a really great example of how he fit in with us when he wasn't trying to take over with the blues stuff, because the guy had a tendency to go off, and I believe he actually just destroyed some songs we were doing by continually playing that shit. Let's pop forward here a bit and see if we can find this next track. That one was just called Getting to Know Matt. Pretty simple. This next one is called Trouble Finding Lyrics. Or maybe that's the same because there were no lyrics in that one. Oh, yeah, I remember at the end of that song, Mike says, yeah, I'm having trouble finding lyrics. And that's when I say Sonny Bono died the other day, or yesterday or whatever. And this track is actually on the YouTube page, I think on the same playlist as the We Were a Band series, as a song on there called Sonny Bono Died the Other Day. And it's only called Sonny Bono Died the Other Day because Mike couldn't come up with lyrics, and I said, hey, Sonny Bono died. And he said a couple funny things, and that was the only lyrics in the song. Not even lyrics. Where are we at here?
Coach Hill would have been proud.
Well, there you go. This is called Coach Hill Would Have Been Proud. I think Mike talks about his sporting experiences. And this is just us starting the drum beat, figuring something out. You can hear Matt always getting something going. Try to turn the bass up. And we'll see what happens here. No bass amp does not prevent Matt from trying to kick the shit out of his bass. Check that out. Ooh, that's a mess.
Coach Hill would have been proud. Live my life.
Go Chill would have been proud.
We're going to give this a minute because I think this starts right now. In fact, I know it does. I've listened to this tape over and over. Not the tape, but digitized copies. I'm only listening to this one time, and then they will be finished digitizing, and they won't get played again. We'll only use them for this particular purpose. I don't need to destroy these tapes. They mean a lot to me. Me trying to get levels set. But if you hear the bass and Matt on guitar, the two Matts are getting a funk thing, kind of whatever going here. And I have to figure out. I
finally learned how to give 110%, Coach Hill.
I have to figure out something to fit with this.
Life I lived in
funky
Deep Ellum.
Thing to fit with. I picked a really low keyboard. But I fit in right away.
Sounds like it.
So that's pretty cool, you know. Now it'll change. I'm going to fast forward a little bit and get into another part of it, and you can see how it's changed and what we're doing. And yeah, Matt seemed to get us at first, you know, but he got on his blues kick or whatever R&B blues rock thing. My keyboard's pretty much the same there. We'll see if this travels at all. And that's the way I described the music when it was working and we were playing, is that it was traveling. Matt L's doing some funky wah-wah thing, which is cool. But it's hard to get the band to move with you when they're in a groove like this. And you're trying to do something to get them to do something different. You know, because I want to keep changing. I want to keep moving. Now he's going off, and that's cool. Yeah. He can really play, man. Let's move on. And he's with us on a few different tapes, and we'll go through them and listen to them. And I'll explain to you why at a certain point, for some reason, we got bothered. And I was doing things within the music, like physically with my keyboard, like pounding on it, trying to move us in a different direction while he was off on his just nonstop, ever-ending blues rock lick thing. And I could not. And finally I had to crank my shit up and like start playing just over the fucker to get him to like get back on track. Because once he started doing that stuff, that was it. The music it wasn't going to be Snout music anymore. It was just it was him jamming, and we were his backing band. And you can hear blues rock, blues funk bullshit music at the goddamn corner bar every Friday and Saturday night. We don't need to fucking play it. So that's my. We're still doing that. But yeah, he was cool. He could really play, and I think we learned some stuff playing with the guy, and that was important. But at a certain point, it was time for him to move on because he wasn't playing he wasn't part of what we were doing. He just kind of refused to join in and had to just rather than play with us, it seemed like he wanted to play for us or over us. Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, we must have just been finishing. Coach Hill would have been proud there. And now something here it says most rarefied funk, and it also says Miss December 1968, and I think we might have just been listening to the most rarefied funk. Let's see. That's when we found out Matt played bass. The other Matt. Okay, there's a different feel, and this is called Miss December 1968. We were listening to that funk thing earlier, and this is a nice feel, you know, kind of a nightclub lounge feel or something. Well, the closest we could get without trying. Something like this, it's hard for Matt to play over us. I mean, and you hope he's going to find a way to fit in. Maybe the wah wah won't be. Who knows? Hopefully he can just be subtle with it. But. For four guys and a drum machine, all playing pretty decent quality recording sound. It's pretty much any distortion you're hearing isn't from the recording, it's from the instruments themselves, and that's how we were trying to make them sound. There are some anomalies there. There'll be some blowouts of the levels and shit like that, but pretty good mix. You can hear everybody. We're not even into the lyrics there. I'm going to pop forward just a little bit. Maybe we can hear Mike sing a little bit about Miss December 1968. Let's see.
Where are you now, Cynthia Meyer?
There you go, Cynthia Meyer, Miss December 1968. One of the stars of Valley of the Dolls. Nice feel, though, isn't it?
I don't care if you're big and large. I don't care if you're something. Miss December 1968. I bet you still taste great.
So we're going to move forward. That's kind of fun. That's Miss December 1968. Turned into a pretty neat thing. Remember hearing how awful it was way back when Mike was thinking about that? What do we got? All right, we're still moving on that. Up next, it says the anthem, sort of. It may be just a little bit of the anthem that goes into the next song or something. I think that's what it is. That's not too bad. Matt played with us on that one, and that was okay. Yeah, I don't know if he does anything too annoying as far as this tape goes. But we're still trying to get to the next one. And we're still trying to get to the next one.
Go faster.
So this is, it just says the anthem, sort of. So I think we kind of play the anthem for a second. Kind of. And that's it. We don't even sing it, I don't think. It's just fuck around with it for a second and explain what the anthem is to the other Matt. And then we move on, I think. Yeah. So this is called The Artist Masturbates, I guess.
I was already doing Morgan Freeman impersonations.
My friend, Andy Dufresne.
Ooh. Listen to those growly keyboards under that. So Mike's just doing a single guitar note. And Matt's playing Louie Louie or something.
Dog looked into my eye.
Matt with the wah
The
wah
artist
guitar.
masturbates.
There you go. The artist masturbates. This is kind of cool. So, at a certain point here, shit just started to work, right? We started this up out of nowhere, and listen to this shit. Now, having an extra guitarist that plays really well to cover up some of our playing errors, or not that I noticed that much, but
The artist recreates.
this is cool. So, I mean, come on. That's getting pretty cool. And that's happening all live, all ad lib, just going. Finding something and just going. Let's go to the other side here. It says at the end of the first side here, caterpillars and alligators. But it really picks up on the other side, and we'll just go ahead and start there. I think because this was, automatic reverse recording, there's a gap, and then it starts, and then we can pick it up there, and I think it'll be just about right. Caterpillars and Alligators up next on side 2. This is from 1/8/98, January 8th, 1998. This is the Snout. It's John, Matt, me, and then another guy who joined us for this session named Matt. And this became one of our favorite things real quickly. I found a keyboard part that just kind of took off. Now, there are things in the song that aren't right, and, maybe choices of instruments or levels or whatever, but this next piece was the one for a very long time that we were most proud of, just because it came out of nowhere, and Mike tells this story about the local news there in Dallas or wherever he was, doing reports on kids being out drunk in this area of town. And I guess Mike was involved in getting chased by cops, and there was a helicopter, and it was on the news. Mom, Dad, you know where your kids are? And this came up. You check this out. This just happens, okay? This just happens. Listen to that keyboard part.
The helicopters are flying in.
We need
Coming in to
bass
arrest
amp.
our children. We want to jail. Mom, Dad, you know where your kids are. I'd be willing to bet they're drunk. Some more drunk. They're all caught running. Running from the helicopters. Past the abandoned caterpillar. And near the swamp.
Brought it up an octave, I think, if that's what that's called.
Legend of the alligator. We can all feel them watching us. Breathing down our necks. We can feel the heat. Texas heat. And all the neglect.
I'm telling you, shit started happening on a regular basis that blew my mind as far as, wow, we did that. We fucking did that. We've been playing for 13 months, maybe?
Baby.
Fucking around?
Or no. Texas.
Mike's telling an amazing story of urgency. And the music kind of has an urgency to it, too. Listen to
All
that.
near Tube Street. Legendary Tube Street. I want to talk. I want to get backwards. Drop bottle rockets off the bridge. Right over Tube Street. Moving in the night, lighting up the sky. When it flew the helicopter.
Listen to the keyboard parts I came up
Mom,
with.
Dad, you know where your kids are? I bet they're drunk.
I'm playing chords. I'm playing mother chords.
Looking around, trying to find their
I mean, come on.
on the television set.
This goes on for a long time, and Mike tells an amazing story. I'm pretty certain that this one is the one I'll choose to put out after this episode so you can listen to the whole thing, because it comes together. I mean, come on. Listen to that. That's just amazing. To me. All right, so we're going to push forward a little bit. Next up, it says the amazing 3-minute blank space, because there is actually 3 minutes of blank tape there, and I don't know how it got there. But, hey, I really prided myself on using all the tape. You know, we didn't have any money, so we got to go forward a ways. But that's, I mean, come on. That's pretty cool, you know. I'm just... You know, I think that was the main big achievement on this particular tape. It's still going on. Excuse me. After the 3-minute blank space, it says, "We were crying," which is some sad, slow thing, I'm assuming. Oh, that's a long one. Caterpillars and Alligators is a long piece, so be prepared to be taken for a little musical ride. All right, that must be the 3-minute blank space, because it was blank. Well, let's see if we can't get past that. Okay. So after Caterpillars and Alligators, we went into this. We did a slow thing.
We were crying in the morning light.
Crying in the Morning Light. I have this just titled We Were Crying. It's a long mellow thing. We probably turned the lights off again because we were weird. And Mike's trying to kind of sing. He never really did much singing. It was all mostly talking. And he'll admit to you that he is not a singer. But playing well, things are doing okay. You know, everything's simple, super slow and simple. Matt on guitar, doing some really nice wah-wah stuff. But you hear the bass, you hear Mike's guitar there as well, and one of our meditative. We were looking for all kinds of moods, all kinds of feelings. And we ran the gamut of just stuff, trying different things. And shit gets crazy at how experimental we were with our shit. I mean, it's just weird that we did this and didn't really give it much credence at all. All right, we got to keep moving. But that's just long. Still going. It's like the goddamn Energizer Bunny. Yeah. Whoops. All right. We should be about there. Let me get a sip of my coffee. Ooh, that went on for a long time. We must have really been deeply connected with the spirit world in the middle of that one. Yeah, it's still going. Oh, no, okay. It turns into this thing called Achieving Enlightenment, where Mike talks about a Buddhist monk or something like that walking out of the monastery, struggling with achieving enlightenment and running across a suffering dog on the road, and the dog has an open wound with maggots, and the monk wants to help the dog. He wants to remove the maggots, but he can't remove the maggots without with his fingers without hurting the dog and hurting the maggots, and he struggles with how to clean this dog up and get, and ends up the only way he can get the maggots out is to lick them out. And once he licks the dog's wounds clean of maggots, he achieves enlightenment. And that's fucking awesome. So let's...
Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, and the Nation of Islam.
I'm not going to listen to this whole thing because I just told you the story, but someday, somewhere, you'll be able to hear the whole thing.
The monastery and down a hill.
All the parts are fitting.
No longer believing in God.
Yeah, I guess the guy had lost his faith or something. Let's see where we get to where he's.
And to do that, he knew he needed to remove the maggots before he could nurse him back into hell. But the monk's inborn good nature want him to harm the maggots because the maggots too were life and deserved the equal respect as the dog.
All right, so that's pretty fun. And what a great story. What a great fucking story Mike came up with there. Come on. Gotta give it up for that one. Yeah. And after Achieving Enlightenment, we finished this with Looking for Water on the Moon, which Mike struggles with the lyrics a little bit. He mumbles a little bit, not sure what to say, but he comes up with some cool stuff too. And it's just... All right, here we go. Just off the top of the cuff. That's pretty cool. Hey, I went way over time, but I guess these tapes may take longer as they get better. But, hey, 38 minutes. Oh boy, nearly 40 minutes on this one. That's just not cool, is it? Well, I'm sorry about that, but I'm going to let this play out. Looking for Water on the Moon by the Snout, performed on January 8th, 1998 in the attic, live, Caffeine Propulsion Laboratories. My name is John Dundas. You've been listening to episode 16 of The Snout, We Were a Band. I hope you have a good one, and I'll talk to you on the next episode.